Physical nature of matter. Modern scientists have classified matter based on their physical properties and chemical nature. In this video, we'll study about the physical nature of matter. We have two of them. Number one, matter is made up of small particles. Number two, matter exists in three states. Let's look at the first one. Matter is made up of small particles. These particles of matter are very, very small and have their own characteristics. Let's now understand the characteristics of these particles of matter. The particles of matter have lots of space between them. Now, do we know this for sure? Let's try an experiment to prove it. Take a beaker filled with water and add a spoonful of salt into it and stir well. What happens? The salt dissolves. We know that water is matter and even salt is matter. In this experiment, you see that the water in the beaker is able to accommodate the salt within it because there is enough space in the water for the salt to dissolve. This shows that the particles of matter have lots of space between them. Now, let's look at the second characteristic of these particles. The particles of matter are moving constantly. We have another experiment to prove this. Take a beaker filled with water and add a drop of KMnO4 or potassium permanganate crystal into it. Do not stir. You will see that the color spreads in water. This shows that the particles of matter are moving constantly. This process of intermixing of particles of two different types of matter on their own is called diffusion. Now, let's look at the third characteristic of these particles. The particles of matter attract each other. We have another easy experiment to prove this. Take an iron nail and try bending it. This is tough. Similarly, try breaking a piece of chalk. It breaks quite easily. This shows that the particles of matter attract each other, and the particles of matter in iron are held more closely than that of a chalk piece. Hence, we cannot break an iron nail easily.